My daughter has just one dad, and my wife has just one husband, and it's me. So they can have 10,000 presents, man. 10,000. I'm better than that.
Yeah.
But
Well,
they just have one dad and one husband. So
no, I think that's really good. Again, me, I never have my phone off. My phone is always, anybody can call me day or night. I like to be available. Now, what I don't have any problems with it is if I am doing something, I will respectfully just say, hey, listen, right now I'm tied up. Is it an emergency? And then I'll get back to you. So I won't forsake whatever I'm doing just because I got the call, but I like to be available just because you never know. I like to be that. I'm that kind of guy. My phone never goes off.
and we are back, man. What's going on, dude?
Oh, how you doing? How you doing? How's everybody doing?
I hope so. This is episode 3. I hope everybody's been listening so far. We have a lot of fun with episode 1, episode 2. And listen, welcome back to Unfiltered Garage, man.
Welcome back.
It's raining. We're recording
It
this,
is.
and we don't know if we're gonna get hit by a hurricane. Yeah, this is Florida. This is Florida living for you.
We're gonna get wet for sure.
Yeah, most definitely, most
For sure.
definitely. We're gonna get some water for sure.
So
And it's raining like there's not tomorrow. So we just hope that internet stays and that everything just keep on.
yeah, there's no thunder. We should be good.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely.
Insane.
So man, what you been up to?
Man, you know what? Just like I always say, keep on keeping on. So I've been keeping on. A lot of work.
Yeah,
Really, yeah, we had to go up to Jacksonville in Georgia.
that's true, man. That's
Hurricane
true.
Helene disaster recovery efforts. Yeah, you know what? God was good. He spared a lot of our people, but there's a lot of damage. I was just thinking about Chimney Rock. We made a ride up there to North
Mhm.
Carolina, and yeah, just praying a lot for them. Well, that's a lot of devastation. So
Yeah, man. And the whole team, the FEMA doesn't have money right now for
that's
that,
ridiculous.
but they have money for Ukraine and how,
No, they got money for Ukraine. They got money for everybody,
for everybody.
except for America.
It's like for Americans.
Super sad.
It's super sad.
It's ridiculous.
We're doing, and this is the most wealthy country you feel, and not only wealthy, but a generous country, man. And we help and serve people in here, and not having money for our own. That is sad, man. It's a sad day in America.
It's criminal.
It's criminal.
You ask me, it's criminal again, right?
It's criminal.
And again, right? We know I have a lot of friends that they have come into the country legally, and again, that doesn't make it right. But you're giving all that money to all those people, and then when something like this happens, you got $750. They did the same thing to the people in Hawaii. Again, a slap in the face. It's ridiculous. And again, I believe that we have laws and we have a process. Just follow the process.
That's simple,
Don't
man.
try to jump the line.
Is that it? Exactly. But that's not what we're talking about here today. We're going to be talking about not touch a subject as well, because we're going to be talking about families. Ta-da! Be discovered. Bikers has family. Bikers as family people. We have family. We have a wife. We have kids. One of the biggest offense that somebody can tell me is, man, I don't want to prospect, or I don't want to join your MC. I love the idea of joining your MC. I love the idea of doing, but I don't have the time that you have for doing this and that. I don't have your lifestyle. I don't have man, and it's just all about priority. When they say something like that to a full batch member, because once again, the requirement is different. They're telling them, or when you say something to a full batch and say, hey, no, I just want to be a dad right now. You're telling them that they're not parents, that they're not doing a great job. And to me, that's offensive. That is one of it's a slap in the face. And most of it, I don't want you in my NC.
And again, that's just it. It evidences a clear misunderstanding of what this is, right?
Yeah.
And with motorcycle ministry, it's the same. We all have jobs, we have responsibilities, families, and time is like money. So it's not a limited time or money that we have, but we have to make the most of it, right? So therein lies being good stewards of what we have, of our resources. Time being one, money being another, and how we divvy it up so that we can be effective in our ministry or in our club or at our jobs. And most importantly, with our family, which is our first and most important ministry of all.
Yeah, absolutely. So listen, you're in a different season of life. I still have 2 young ladies at home.
You make me sound old.
No, you are on the other side of it, right? Like your daughter is already working. She's in the workforce.
Yeah.
She's already, you don't have that responsibility.
Yeah.
She's already 18, right? So you don't have that. You don't have to babysit her. I still have to have babysitters coming to my house from time to time. So it's a different situation. I'm in a different system of life. But what I can tell you is that you still have a wife that demands your time. Not only demands your time, that makes it sound really bad. She deserves your time, right? So she's a bit of you. It can be done. And it can be done. And there is a lot of people that this is the eternal balance. You're always chasing this balance of how do I make it work when I have a motorcycle club or a motorcycle ministry, or I belong to a motorcycle organization. I have church, I have work, I have my job that I need to be responsible, or my company. I have church. Where's the balance? What is the balance? So that is what we're going to be talking today. Yes, it's doable. It is actually doable, but takes a lot of intentionality and effort, correct?
And again, Ozzy, this applies to everything in life, even hobbies. Even if it's just golf, if you love playing golf or maybe pickleball, that's now the new rave, you have to balance your time. The time that you dedicate to the court, to the course, to whatever it is, be it guns, the range, whatever it is, you have to balance. And because if not, before you know it, you're having issues and problems at home. And that's not a good thing.
So
Never a good.
I'm gonna tell you why I love golf. I love playing golf. I love being outdoors. I like being outdoors. I like hunting. I like whatever is outdoors is me. I like whatever is out there. I don't not much of an inside guy. And there is a term in golf that is called golf widow, and that is when you spend, because a round of golf is 6 hours, and then you have so it's 3 hours and a half, and then it's the 19th hole, which is basically you go to the bar, you go to a restaurant, you have some drinks with your boys. It's just an hour commuting to the place, more or less. It's 3.5 hours.
That's a part-time job.
It's a part-time job.
It's a shift.
It's a shift. But a rally wrong is not different to that, right? It's not different to that. Like, I cannot tell you how many times I say, babe, we're just going to go here. It's 150 miles away. And here I am coming home around 3 p.m. So it's not different to that.
And again, that's with zero complication.
Zero complications. Yeah, God forbid.
Complication.
Exactly. So you're adding more time to that. But it can be done. And there's a balance. And I believe that your organization and my organization are pretty similar into that, in the sense that we set priorities, right? For us, share with us, what are the priorities for your organization?
Well, again, our organization is very clear about the following. We follow the following organization or schematic, which is God first, family second, church, work, and then is the ministry, right? Again, it doesn't mean that being in the last place means that you don't make time. You just have to make time for it, right? And we explain that very clearly in the induction process, right? We have a process where we let them know this is what is expected of you. And I'm sure that in your organization, it's the same thing in every organization. They're going to let you know what is the expectation. As in any hobby, any sport, whatever, there's an expectation because we want to strive. We want to be good at what we do. So having said that, you're going to have to dedicate time. But again, right, it's the hierarchy of priorities that really plays an important part. And for us, it's God first, church, then God, family, church, work, then we all have to work, and then his ministry, writing, and so on and so forth. It's very well established, and it helps us keep a balance.
Yeah, it's budgeting time, right? It's for us it's pretty similar. It's God, family, and work, job, whatever you do for a living, church, and then motorcycle club. That's how we do. That's how we do it. We just interchange one in there. But it's exactly saying what happened is, and the problems that we have at home is because perhaps we have the priorities out of whack.
Yeah.
What I think is happening to people, and the people that complain, is that, listen, there's people that come to me and say, hey, my wife has hesitations into joining the, and let me tell you something, my wife, she had to pray a lot when I was joining a motorcycle club. She didn't want it. So she said, well, you know what, God, I'm releasing this to you. You are the one that has to speak to me. So if you're a female, the female counterpart, are you listening to this, or you're the spouse, and because in my brother's organization is a co-ed organization. Release it to God. As you're having those issues, release it to God and just pray about it. And don't fight with your spouse. Let God have that fight. That's not your battle. But something that for us, when people come to me and say that kind of stuff, man, she doesn't want it, or I'm going to her this and that, man, your priorities are whack. You are probably writing way too much, or you're probably not working hard enough, or you are dedicating the time to your wife. But when you're dedicating the time to your wife, you're probably browsing motorcycle parts instead of talking to her.
Yeah.
So it's
Being present at
it's
the home,
important.
because we can spend time at the house, in the home with the family, but we may not be there present. We're on a ride in our mind, or we're thinking what you said. We're browsing the internet. We're looking at motorcycle parts, or we're in the house, but we're in the garage. We're tinkering with the motorcycle. A lot of a bunch of our wives will consider that as part of, this is what you do. You're with the bike, and the bike, they equate that to the club, or they equate that to the ministry. And no, it's
Expand a little bit on that.
so. Let's say, for example, if I'm working on my bike, I'm at the house, but I'm working on the bike, they might consider that it's related to the motorcycles.
Club business kind of situations.
It's ministry wise. Why? It has nothing to do with ministry. I'm in the garage. I'm in the house, but
you're not
I'm not with them. So now the motorcycle is stealing, or it's chipping away at their time.
Yeah. So what happened, bro, when you're not present on a motorcycle ride? What happened when you are on two wheels and you're not present on that ride?
What about you're gonna go down?
You're gonna go down.
It's gonna be, yeah.
I equate that to what's going to happen to your marriage, man. What is going to happen at work? If you're just spending the time that you're supposed to be working, talking to clients, whatever is it, looking for motorcycle parts and learning protocol, reading, thinking in your mind,
Yes.
What's going to happen, bro?
You're gonna get written up. You're gonna get, pretty soon you're gonna be on the breadline.
It's not that
Because and yeah, so this is just a common
something,
right? It is, and this is just a life lessons, right? Be present wherever you are. Be present. If you're on the bike, be present on the bike. Be mindful of what you're doing. You got to be looking at your mirrors all the time. I found it funny every time I would look at myself in the GoPro, and if anybody's seen to my reels on TikTok or whatever, they see my eyes. They're darting around, and I have big eyes, so it's kind of it's hard to not see them. And I'm darting around, but what I'm doing is I'm looking at the mirrors. It doesn't matter what's going on. I may be on a road that I think has no cars, but I'm looking around. Why? Because I have to be aware. I have to be alert. I have to be present in what I'm doing. The same thing happens when we're at the house. We have to try to be present. We have to try to make sure that with our family, we are paying attention. If we're at the job, pay attention.
Be present.
Right? You don't want to be, hey, listen, man, we are Christian men, and we have to stand out. We cannot be that person at the job that was dragging their feet. That's not they're not bringing their A game, because they're going to say, and that fool's Christian. This is how they act. This is what we can expect from somebody that's
from Christians, right? Yeah.
So again, we need to make sure that we are present. We're bringing our A game at every time in everything we do. And again, I think that there's something that we'll introduce this and maybe a little bit further. It's clear communication, setting up the expectation with our wives, understanding, knowing how they feel, and making sure that they are clear on how they feel with the time that we're spending in ministry, and that they understand what we're doing, or with the club, whatever it is, that they understand what we're doing, because they may have a thought. It's VH1 used to have a little slogan. You think you know, you have no idea. So that's what happens. Wives think they know, they have an idea, and then before you know it, now they're working on an assumption, and it may not be at all what it is.
So sharing a little bit of an anecdote on that, and a little bit of my personal life, and baby, I love you. 6 months within all us forming the club and going at it with Anna. She's not the person that she's just like argument. Let me feel how she was feeling about me not being present and spending a lot of time in the club. And club is business, guys. It's hard work. Don't join you not willing to put the hard work. It's fulfilling, is rewarding. And she said to me, "This is a motorcycle club." She was like, "But this is a club. I feel that you lied to me. So how did I lie to you? This is not a motorcycle ministry. I said, nurse, this is a motorcycle ministry. It says on the name, MC, motorcycle club. It doesn't say an M. I just said, but I thought it was no, what? Okay, there is a misunderstanding. Mea culpa. I might have said this in a different way.
I think you did.
I think I did. I think I did. And I said, hey, it's a motorcycle club filled by 100% Christians, man. Our men are Christians. But it's a motorcycle club. Our main priority is not to do ministry. We do ministry as a byproduct. But she was thinking that what I was doing, because she said, but I'm going to this event, I'm going to this event, I'm going to this event. I said, but are you preaching at this event? I said, no, we just hanging.
Exactly.
So it was not a miscommunication, it was lack of clarity on my part, 100%. But let me tell you the other side, Anfe, man. And this is the most, when you have the priority in order, and when you're present, and when you really communicate clearly with your family, and you tell them, hey, this is what I'm expecting for you guys, and this is what I'm committing to give as well, and this is what I'm doing, and this is the reason why I'm doing it, this is my passion, this is what. Man, I cannot imagine my life without the club. I cannot imagine my life without motorcycle. I just can't. I discovered that I was born for this. But when you have this clear expectancy, you have your daughters and your wife joining you in a back to school backpack giveaway event. You were present on that event.
It was very nice.
And it was, but to me, the most rewarding part is that my daughters, my wife, will work to set up and to clean and to put everything together so we could provide the best environment for the kids. And they did it because they understood the value of this. And I'm not bragging about myself, man, because in that process, I'm being stupid and clumsy a lot. But I feel that the communication and the priority has been put in place as God says there should be. And that is the harvest that I can collect out of that.
Again, what we were talking about, and it's the communication, it's the understanding. Right. You have to make sure that they understand what we're doing. That happened to, and I've had a plethora of brothers, a bunch of brothers that go through the same thing, particularly when their spouses are not part of the ministry, right? Our wives, my wife, shout out to Ruby. I also love you. She's not a member. She's a supporter. She's 100% a support system for me in the ministry. And I have a bunch of brothers that are like that. They don't have wives that are members. I do have brothers that their wives are members. There's a huge difference because the members, the wives that are members, they fully understand, they fully know because they are members. Wives that are not members, they get ideas like what I was saying. So we have to make sure that they understand what is it that we're doing, why is it that we're doing it, and then have them know, and their expectation is set. That way, their minds, their thoughts can't go, oh, this is just, because again, they think bike night. Oh, bike night is just, we go and we do what we do, but it's time away from the family. Oh, we have whatever event, whatever it is. Oh, it's more time. Well, what exactly is happening? And again, what we do also is the bike tent. You want to go? You're more than welcome. Right? You make that opening and it's their choice. And if they don't want to go, that's fine, but they understand. And hopefully that clear communication, that clear line of communication, it cuts and it nips that issue in the bud a lot. Not completely sometimes, but yeah, just communication. That is.
In your case, your wife doesn't ride with you at all.
No.
In my case, my wife rides with me from time to time.
And it's a blessing.
It is a blessing. I'll take it. She's welcome to a lot. She's not welcome to everything, because we're men only motorcycle club. Like we're a traditional motorcycle club. But to me, having her in certain events, and so she can see what we're doing, and so she can see the respect of the community. So she can see that the community not only respect the fact that we are Christian men, but also they embrace it, they welcome it, and they just, to me, that's extremely important. That has been a life changing. We don't, once again, women are not members in our organization. It's not a co-ed, but they're welcome to a lot. They're welcome to a lot. Talk to me, buddy, about, we were discussing before getting the cameras on, we were discussing about the Bible, how the Bible sees this, how can we use the Bible to help us navigate what does the Word of God say? And listen, we're not preaching here. We're not. We don't want to quote exact scripture or anything like that. But how do you use the Word of God, man, to help you navigate these challenges?
Yeah. So I fall back to the verse in Ecclesiastes where it says, "There's a time for everything. There's a time for crying. There's a time for laughter. There's a time for sowing, for reaping. There's a time for everything." And we talked about it, prioritization and scheduling, right? That's very important. I fall back on that word in the sense that, yeah, it can't be lopsided to only what I want, right? All I want to do is ride. If I could, I'd be riding all the time. I can't, right? I would love to be doing ministry 100% of my time. If I were uber rich, I might be doing that, right? Because that's really fulfilling. But there's a time for everything. And that's what I usually fall back on. Keeping that, there's a time for everything. And there's a time for being with my family. There's a time for being at work. And when I'm at work, I try to be there. Like we were talking about, being where we are 100%. That way, nobody can say, I'm getting slighted. And I think that is, again, the Bible talks about being good stewards of our time and our resources. And I think time is one of our most expensive resources.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can, again, once it goes, you can't get it back. Again, money you can make more of, time you can't. It's just there. And I remember at a certain point in my life, I was going to a therapist and he said, because I was saying, yeah, no, it's just another page. He says, bro, you're looking at it wrong. It's not another page. It's one less page. At the end, the pages they're being added to the book. You're just going through it. At a certain point, the pages are going to be gone. Time is just like that. At a certain point, we're not going to have any more of it. We have to make the most of what we have. And that stewardship for me is like so important.
That's awesome, buddy. I see it similar but different. And the way that I see it is that the Bible speaks about the golden rule, do unto others as you want to be doing to come to you. Nobody likes nobody likes to feel neglected. I'm the first one that I don't like to feel neglected by my spouse, most definitely, by my wife. And going back to the going back to the timetable, bro. Man, I have a limited amount of summers with my kids. It's pretty simple. It's straightforward. I'm already in the process of looking for college for my kid, for one of them, right? For the oldest ones. And I'm going to have plenty of time for writing, which is going to go into the next episode because you have the only time, you only have the time for writing that your body allows you. Yeah. So that's the next episode, but I will talk about it later. But the way that it says, man, how do I want to be treated? How do I want to be? If my wife were the one that has the hobby, she plays pickleball, whatever is the case, so she's the one that, do I want to be treated as, okay, I'll talk to you when I have time? And that to me puts it in perspective. Also, for us, for men, the Bible says that we are to love our women, and they don't need much from us, man. They just need care and affection. They need for us to be there, present. And it's a balance, man. It's difficult. It is not the most easy thing to do. And I can promise you're going to get it right one week. The next month, you're just going to get excited. I remember one day, it was summer. We were just hit by a storm or something like that. But no, I was recently moving to my house, my brand new house, and the AC.
Yeah. I remember that one.
And the AC went. Yeah. The AC gave up middle of the summer. It was hot. And my wife was like, hey, we need to do something. I said, what do you want me to do? Do I look? I'm not an AC guy. I don't know how to fix this. I don't. So we called the guy middle of the pandemic. We were starting the pandemic kind of situation. And the guy says, yeah, no, the part's not going to be here until after Tuesday. It was a weekend, dude. It was a Saturday.
I remember that.
And I started browsing rides and stuff to do. And I called you. You were by yourself in here. You were living by yourself. Say, hey, buddy, there is this ride, man. Do you want to do it? We said, let's go do ministry in there.
Yeah, and that was the very guy.
Let's go do ministry.
It was the Alabama Jacks.
He would point spot on my Jacks. We rode from, I don't know, from where you were up in Pembroke Pines, and we rode to Alabama Jacks. I got there, I parked my motorcycle, I sat down, and I said, man, I'm not feeling it. I don't feel it. I need to go home.
Not,
Remember the ride
I
down?
remember that ride because I saw you that you weren't in it. You were out of it. And I said, yo, my man, what's going on? I think you're not feeling it. What's going on? And then you told me, yeah, I had this blowout.
But the blowout was that as I'm leaving,
Yeah.
and just leaving the house, my wife goes and says, where are you going? I said, I have to some survivor. She said, we don't have AC. I said, what should I do? Do I look like at the AC? And I just got to turn on the motorcycle and I quiet her down with, she didn't want it for me to fix the AC. She wanted for, if we're going to suffer this, let's suffer together.
Yep.
Let's suffer together. And let's be in it together. She always says that you're the joy of the house. So bring fun to it. Man, I just got to that restaurant. You order, I don't know what you ordered.
Yeah, chicken tenders.
Something like that. And I said, buddy, I'm
Sparked
out of,
them down and we left.
and I'm out of here.
Yeah, and I remember I told you, let's go. And again, you know what, Ozzy, I really love the fact that you mentioned this. We only have a certain amount of summers. We only have a certain amount of winters, Christmases. Those are important milestones again, right? And this is something that I've been hearing for some time. It's how old are your parents? And think about our parents. Because we think of, I don't really think of my time as being all that limited sometimes. But I sometimes think about my parents. And yeah, when they're getting up there in age, and then you start to think, how many more Christmases, and if you see people maybe once or twice a year, so then think about it. How many times are you going to see them?
Yep.
And that brings it home and is, you know what? Yeah, man, we're not going to live forever. We're not going to have unlimited time. And I really love that you mentioned that. We're not going to have with your daughters that amount of time. My daughter lives out here in my house, but eventually she'll have her own house and she'll have her own family. So we do have to make the most of that time. And I really love the fact that, and how you mentioned, you don't want to feel neglected. And that's super important. I really thank you for that because sometimes I don't even think about it because sometimes I don't think of being neglected, but sometimes that's how you feel when they're involved in their own thing. And we do that all the time.
Yeah, we do that all the
Be
time.
like, I'm going on a ride. And
we treat it sometimes, and I'm not saying everybody, but sometimes we treat it as it is more important. But the good thing is, man, is that if you're in the right organization, if you are doing this thing, what this is going to do, it is going to make you a better man, most definitely. Because it's going to teach you a couple things. I can tell you that motorcycle world, being a biker, has taught me so much more than just riding and the love for adventure and that kind of stuff. I have learned to plan. I have learned that you cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you react to things, right? So I have learned to prioritize. I have learned to say no. I have learned the power to say no. And not many people have the power to say no. And I have learned that at some point, there is certain events or certain stuff that I'm not going to be able to make. And I need to be okay with that. I've learned that I'm not, although I'm an officer of my club, I am not the club. You know what I mean? So I have learned, hey, and this kind of stuff, when you are intentional and you really want to do it, because that's the other side that people do not mention, right? Like, yeah, it's hard, but once you get that balance and you're just doing that balance, man, there is so much, there is an alignment that comes to your life, right? And honestly, you become a better brother for your club. You become a better uncle for your brothers, kids, and you become a better husband. Actually, at work, a lot of the things that I apply in my work life as a leader is they're coming from the motorcycle club.
yeah,
From the life. Yeah.
and again, right, one of the things that we need to understand is that, like you said, we're not the organization. The organization, it's not about one of our leaders, our international VP says, this is not about me. It's not about the president of the organization. It's not about any single person, right? This is the ministry, right? Belongs to God. So when we think about it, we can't think of, oh, if I don't go, it doesn't happen. No, it's going to happen. It's going to happen, right? That's why we have other people. And when you have an organization, be it your club, my ministries, any writing club or writing organization, writing association, what it is, when it has decent leadership and members that are committed, you don't have to have everybody for an event to happen. No, you don't all have to be there. Somebody can go, I can't go, I can't make it. You know that somebody's going to step up and go because there's a commitment. There's an agreed upon understanding, which is this has to happen. We have to do ministry or we have to go to the ride and we have to show up. We have to be present. Somebody's going to go. Not everybody has to go. So that allows people to say, I can't be there. I'm going to be with my family. I don't have to be worried while I'm with my wife, with my kids, because I know that they've got that covered.
They got that covered. It's awesome.
And as long as that's there, and again, it behooves everybody in that organization to have that same mindset. We have to represent, but we can't all be there. And I can't be sour because somebody doesn't show up. Hey, they got something to do. I understand that. And then I go and I represent, and that's fine. We'll see each other at another event. That's it. Yeah, man, it's super.
We have, and shout out to my guys, man. We have an event this past Wednesday, and it was a family event. We do some bike nights where they're open, and you don't want to cry because you want to bring your kids. That is the place that we're gonna go. That's the place for you. We're not on the set. We are on 2 wheels. We are doing club stuff, but it's for families, right?
Yes.
And this semester this quarter, we are super busy because we're leading different activities at church, but everybody's doing that at different day of the week. So it is going to be impossible for us until after the end of November to say, hey, this night we're all showing up at the same time because we have a lot of stuff. The guys did an event.
The season's
there, yeah.
November, December.
Yeah.
That's been
So the season, then it comes the Christmas season. So that's a different challenge altogether. But the guys got together. They closed out our restaurant. And who led that? It was 3 of my guys. That's it, man. It was 3 of my guys. But a lot of family, a lot of supporters. They created a beautiful environment. So it was beautiful to see. But it goes to leadership, right? And one of the things that people do not realize is that before people want to be in position of leadership, we have being able to lead themselves. Something that the Bible says to us is that we need to be good leaders of our house. And we need to be great leaders of our house. And I'm going to talk to you about, I want to ask you, what is that for you? Being a good leader of your household? What is that for you?
Yeah, no, again, I fall back to stewardship. We have to be good stewards. And that means that we have to be a steward is an administrator. And I've been blessed because my wife, she's an executive in a company, so she understands time management very well. I've been a manager in my job and I self-manage, right? I work my own schedule, right? I have sites as a technician and I know what I need to hit so that I can have my work done. So we apply those principles to our family. We know that we have to go to church. We know that we have to, whatever times that we have to spend together, what we're going to do, the tasks that we have, I have to, and again, I can't tell you, if I were to tell you that I'm perfect at it, that we don't have any problems at it, I'd be lying. And my wife would probably barge in right now and throw a beat down on me. But like you said, being in this helps me work at it. And I say it all the time. And if you have to say this, fellas out there, I have to do better, then say it. I say it all the time. Babe, I'm sorry, I have to do better, right? Because that is the goal.
Well, then follow through, right? Like, do better.
Of course. Listen, just to give you an idea of what I do to make sure, sometimes I need to have a reminder, a list. So I printed out a list. I made a little checklist, and it's just random things that I need to make sure of that I hit. I have to fire on all cylinders. And if that's the help that I need, again, if you need to put a reminder on your phone for when you want to cut the grass or when you want to wash the car or when you want to change the oil and do the maintenance, then do it.
Yeah.
Use the technology or a list, a
By all
to-do
means
list,
necessary.
honey-do, whatever it takes. Again, and if anybody were to tell me, "Oh, but you need a list for that?" I do. You don't
Oh,
need
most
one?
definitely.
God bless. And I salute for you. That's good. Hey, man, I envy you. If you don't need it, I need it. Because if not, whatever is most important for me and it's on the forefront of my mind, that's what I'm going to gravitate.
Most definitely.
So I need that help. And that's what I do. So again, we operate under those. And again, right, it's the task. It's the honeydew. I keep it heavy. And that's the way I do it.
This is a pretty good segue to start talking about certain tips and stuff like that that we can do. But before that, and this is a pretty important question, shoot from the hip. Can a person that doesn't have a good balance in their family, faith, or life, could it be a good brother? Could that person be a good brother? Could that person be a good officer on their organization?
And without a doubt, no. Without a doubt. Again, right? Because if you can't be reliable to the people in your house, the people that your family, your blood, the people that depend on you, most, my wife, my daughter, they depend on me. If I can't show up for them, if I can't show up for the people that are paying me my check to do my job and to show up when I need to show up, my coworkers, right? I work in a team. If they can't rely on me, then forget about it. Nobody can. Because again, in the brotherhood, if anybody were to say, "Oh, I want to serve people," and this is a very good example. You know what I'm going to go to. I want to serve people. I want to be here. I want to do this. I want to do that. But they don't serve at their church. And they sit down at the table every Sunday to feed on the word that the pastor brings. Then stop lying. You're not going to serve some people that you don't know.
I have the same mentality.
That's not going to work. Yeah, you told me that, right? That we learned that together. If you can't sit down and serve the people that are with you, your brothers and sisters from church, then get out of town. You're not going to serve people that you don't know.
I don't
So to answer your question, Ozzy, I don't think anybody that cannot evidence, and right, this is, the word says, but that we will be known by the fruits that we present. The fruits that we carry in our everyday life, that's the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
If you don't have it at your house, then forget about it. You're not going to be, you may have the interest, you may have the thought. It's like going to a restaurant really hungry. What do you end up doing? You end up ordering everything on the menu.
You cannot have it all.
You can't have it all. And then you're complaining because, oh man, what's this?
Absolutely.
You fed yourself with your eyes. You bit more than you can chew. So that's my thought.
No, I agree 100%. I believe we are on the same page on that. I don't think that a person that I will discourage someone that doesn't have that balance or is pursuing that balance. I'm not talking about having it and being perfect with it. That is not pursuing that balance. I will discourage that person to aspire for a position of leadership on their organization. You're not trustworthy because your family does not trust you, and therefore it will be difficult for us to trust you and leadership. If you are prospecting, you want to prospect, make sure you are working at the same time that you're working on learning the whole culture of your club, and you're learning the history of your club, and you're learning the traditions of your club. Learn this balance before. It's going to save you a lot of time. Actually, good brothers are going to help you with this balance, because honestly, it is the key for us to do this life. We want to do this life for a long time. We need the support. You said something that's really important. Said that your wife is a supporter of your ministry. And if you allow me to explain that, she doesn't all the time go to the events with you, although I've seen her going to flip burgers with you.
Yeah.
And your daughter as well. She has done that a couple times, but when you say that she's a supporter, it's because you can go out on the road and you can hit the road knowing that stuff here are going to be taken care of, that the house is going to be taken care of. My wife, whenever I ride, that you're being prayed of, somebody's praying for you. When my wife stays back home, I know the girls, they need nothing. They need nothing because mom is taking care of the girl. That's important, right? And that's the support system that we're talking about.
Yeah, and again, right, well, one of the most important things is that the reason why you know that they will not have any problems or troubles is because you did your part.
You do your part.
You set it up. right? So before you leave, you make sure that everything is good, right? You make sure that all the ducks are in a line.
Yeah.
You have all your ducks in a row. If anything were to happen, it's not because you neglected, right? You're not going to be worried about the car because you made sure that the tires are not bald,
Yeah.
the oil is changed, and all that is taken care of before you left. So that's a huge, important, right, thing. And on your end, you know that they have you covered in prayer, and right, that system is in place. And something that you were mentioning about the fellas and people that are thinking about this that may not be there yet. Again, this is not a discouragement, right? We're not trying to discourage anybody to try. That's the beauty of this thing of ours, right? The life. We are here to help each other. Iron sharpens iron, right? So if somebody is in the process and they would like to, but they're not 100% there, you guys do your prospecting, right? Or the hang around. We also do something much like that, which is just ride with us, do ministry with us, see if the desire can motivate you to do better. Because we've all been there at a certain point. I know for certain that and again, by no means am I perfect, but years ago, I was I wasn't where I'm at right now, right? But going through the process, learning, having fellowship with Christian men, brotherhood, that is what helped me to be better and to become better. By all means, if you have the opportunity to ride with a group of men that you know are godly or are structured and can help you become more reliable, by all means, give it a shot. Work at it, but work at it. Don't go through the motions because you're wasting your time and their time. Be respectful of them. You won't.
Yep.
And because again, it's a process.
It's a process. So listen, in this process, I've been doing this for going to go to 6, 7 years now, being part of a motorcycle organization. And I'm going to and put together though, some dons and some do's, actually more do's than the. What we have found amazing right now, because I have 2 daughters that have more social life than what I do. And mom sometimes looks like an Uber. She's taking them here and there, but she enjoys that because she's also close to the parents of the kids' friends. So we love that. We're in a beautiful sweet season right now, as a family, and we want to keep on enjoying it. But a calendar has been saving for us, has been a savior for us, because you go to my kitchen and you're gonna say calendar, and I'm not talking on digital calendar. If it's not in the calendar, we don't even talking about where nobody can get mad about. Oh, but we need to do this, and we say we cannot because it was not in the calendar. So we have like our Saturday of the month where we just get together. Hey, this is what we're gonna have. This is what's happening this month, and it usually happens after church. Church is my meeting. Church is the meeting that, so in church, we discuss, hey, this is what we got for the month. My VP give us the calendar. This is where we're expecting to go. And we go back home and say, hey, and then we have to report to the club. I'm going to be hitting this and that. So not only have a calendar with my family, but I have a calendar with my club family. So for us, that has been amazing because we see clearly, once again, not on the phone. We see clearly what's happening. And every day, every morning that we're having breakfast, we see every Monday, what's coming up. It's coming up. Oh, we have this, we have that, or we have this, we have that. So for us, that has been amazing. Did you do something similar?
Yeah, you know what? Of course, I don't do the calendar because, again, like you mentioned, I'm at the season where my daughter, she's got her own life going, right? She does her own thing, which is fine, although she does a lot of stuff with her mother. But I just keep them abreast. And again, my calendar isn't like yours as busy, but yeah, definitely we keep each other because my wife, she travels for her job. And it just so happens that I think in mid-October, I'm going to be going to Daytona. And she has that same weekend, she's going to be going to Puerto Rico.
There's a conflict of interest.
No, there's not a conflict of interest. Actually, she's going to be leaving midweek I'm going to be leaving at the end of the week. But yeah, we keep each other abreast of everything. And that's your example of how you keep your character is what I tell my brothers and sisters in the ministry when they have spouses that are not in the ministry. If they're in the ministry, they know. If they ride together, they know, right? But when they are not, I tell them, hey, listen, sit down and go over what are the events that we want to go to as a couple that we're going to be hitting that is important for you. These are the ones that I have to do, and let's pick your battles. Shout out to Bam again. Always remember, Ali used to say, I can't make it to this one because I have something with the kids, but I may have this one. I just have to pick my battles. There's some that you're going to have to say, I can't go.
I can't go. Can't fight this.
And that's fine.
That's that.
If I go to war over this, I'm gonna come back hobbling. It's not gonna go well for me. So again, it's that clarity. I think what you've shown, what you just explained, is a clear example of really awesome communication, family communication. Everybody gets a chance to put something on the board, and when you have it written down like that, everybody gets to see if somebody is lopsided. And hey, man, you got 10 events this month.
What's up with that?
What's going on? You got 10 events. I'm only going to 3. Let's make it fair. And again, that's awesome because we don't want people to be resentful of.
Most definitely.
Why is that always? We're getting the short end of the stick over here. Yeah. So I love it. I love that. I think that's a phenomenal idea.
Something else that we're doing right now as a club, we've been doing this for the past 6-8 months or something like that. And we are praying, as you will, as a club, my chapter, and when I refer to club, I mean my chapter, and we're fairly new. We've only been together as a chapter for 1 year. So we're still learning a lot of stuff, and it has been a lot of fun. Something that we're doing is that we're prioritizing what we call the family nights, right? Family events also. This is have nothing to do with the motorcycle. This is the motorcycle club. We go with soft colors. If we ride, it's okay. If we don't ride, it's okay as well. And nobody has an expectation of you. That day you are not focused on protocol. That day you're focused on your family and on the other. So it's all about unclehood rather than being the brotherhood. It's about be an uncle, be there, be present not only for your kids, but be present for the other kids. And I can tell you that. And Sophia, my youngest one, she loves those nights because she gets to make fun of Papi with my brother. So she got up with the guys and she's making fun of Papi and she's being clever and she's having a blast and it becomes a roast. I become the roast. The president becomes the roast, but it becomes, and they get to, we take them to restaurants and they go to environments that we go watch football. We go, whatever is the case, we go play bowling, whatever is the case. My repeat does an amazing job on organizing this kind of stuff. But it is it's a way for me to keep on spending time with my brothers, but also bringing my family to the picture. So we're becoming pretty intentional on creating those opportunities. But has to be part of the agenda, has to be part of it. Hey, this is what I want to create. You guys do something pretty similar. And I remember that one of the most rewarding moments, fulfilling moments was when we had just those nights where we were celebrating the president's birthday. Remember? Some of the brother house.
Yeah.
There. So we just get together and those nights are amazing.
Because again, remember, our organizations are we're family.
Yes.
We ride together, we pray together. We do so many things together. So there is a very tight, familiar type of environment.
Yeah.
And that's important that we encourage that and that we work at that. I love the word that you used. We have to be intentional at keeping that alive. Again, events are events and all this stuff, whatever is official, but these are unofficial, but very important, not because there isn't any type of, biker event going on, right? It's not, or ministry, but it is what we're doing. We're spending time together, and that is nurturing the relationship that we have. It's beautiful, and of course, it's necessary. And I love that you guys are doing that intentionally. And again, I know a bunch of guys in other organizations that they do that also. in their certain whatever way they do it. Be it an unofficial ride or just some time that they spent together, barbecue, and that's important. It's super super important because that closes it makes the group a little bit more tighter,
Yeah,
make it into a tight knit organization, and it's the value in that is intense.
most definitely. That for us is, and those nights, by the way, are closed. They're not open to everybody. They're just because I don't want no one that is not family. And what by family, no one that doesn't belong to my brother's family to be part of it.
That's
It's,
great.
it's close. It's just where is family. Something else that to me has worked a lot is setting boundaries and limits, and it's just a sucker. Being in a motorcycle club and being a brother on a motorcycle club demands that you are that you answer the phone, you answer that call when it comes, and no matter where you are, you have to. And it is difficult for me to explain to my wife. It has been difficult because she doesn't have the same attention that we have when you answer the call. But we're riding. We went out that night, and I don't go to sleep. She knows that I don't go to sleep. I don't put my cell phone. I don't do this number with my cell phone, which I do put it down and in sleep mode until after I get the home safe from every single of my brothers. After I get the home safe from my brothers, we created a system that says, "Hey man, if you need to reach out to the P, and the P doesn't answer, reach out to the Rosario doesn't answer, reach out to this to EP, and they're going to wake them up, and that's all we do." But it's whatever the system it is, man. You need to set boundaries because you cannot be, once again, goes back to being present. You cannot be at home trying to watch a movie with your kids or trying to whatever, cutting grass, and you are just answering the phone and just being club business. You're not that important. And my organization, there is 10,000 people that can be better president than who I am, better officer than who I am. But it used to happen that my daughter has just one dad and my wife has just one husband, and it's me. So they can have 10,000 presidents, man. 10,000. I'm better than that.
Yeah.
But
Well,
they just have one dad and one husband. So
no, I think that's really good. Again, me, I never have my phone off. My phone is always, anybody can call me day or night. I like to be available. Now, what I don't have any problems with it is if I am doing something, I will respectfully just say, "Hey, listen, right now I'm tied up. Is it an emergency?" And then I'll get back to you. So I won't forsake whatever I'm doing just because I got the call, but I like to be available just because you never know. I like to be that. I'm that kind of guy. My phone never goes off. However, I think it is important that because we're all members of our organization, right? We have to be mindful of the time of others people time, right? Is it important? There's certain times of the day or night that you just won't call. I used to get calls at crazy hours. My wife was like, "Yo, what's going on here?" I said, "No, it's just," that's something that it's not all the time, but I try to be understanding because some people, they have different work hours and I try to deal with that. But it is important to have those boundaries where you say, "Nah, not tonight."
not tonight. So
Not tonight.
it's funny, as it's something that you have, probably you have an experience with me, but more often that when not. So in clubs, we have this thing that is called club business, and we don't bring club business to the bedroom. We don't do that. So sometimes I'm driving with my wife, and I get a phone call, and I have to ask the question, "Hey, is this club business?" "Yes, sir." I have to pull over, step out of the car, I have the conversation,
Oh,
and make it really quick
Wow.
because she cannot hear what we're talking about. She can. So
Mhm.
it's funny,
Yeah.
and that has been difficult for her to understand.
Yeah. I can
Or
imagine. I can imagine what's going on here.
or if I have to step out of the house and say, "Guys, I need to take this phone call." Say, "Why can't you take it here?" It's called business, guys.
Yeah. Again, right? And that goes to the understanding and to the communication that they understand. There's certain things that they won't be able to.
They won't be able to get. But this funny. But listen, buddy, wrapping this up, man, I think that it is important for us to understand that, for the audience, guys, to understand that it is doable. It is a beautiful thing when you live in this balance. You can use the workout in order to do this. Listen, we have a lot of don'ts. So if you follow us on social media and whatnot, just reach out through social media and we can help you navigate this as much as we can. We can help you with the don'ts, but it's a beautiful thing. It is doable, but it requires for you to work.
Yeah.
We
No,
just-
again, it's like anything that's worth a while takes work. And living this lifestyle of being on two wheels, it takes up your time. Being in an organization, a ministry, MC, or organization, any type of organization, it takes time, but it's worth it. It's worth it while putting in the work, organizing yourself. And again, if for any type of hobby. So this really doesn't apply only exclusively to what we do. But yeah, if you experience and if you have any stories that you would like to share with us, hey, reach out. We'd love to hear.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. And it has been an amazing conversation, a deep one, and not so much fun, this one. But it's a serious one. It's an important one, guys.
It's important to have so that you can have fun.
Absolutely. So you can have, that's the way to go. So keep on reaching out, keep on talking. Listen, like, subscribe. You know what to do, man. If this is valuable for you, please help us promote this. We're doing this for you guys.
Let us know what you think and share, please, and keep it unfiltered.
Thank you.
There you go.